start it as soon as I get the people who wanted to watch this thing. Oh, there you go. Kinda. And I gotta send it to B. Once she gets in here, then I'll start. Because those are the main two people who wanted to hear me ramble about lore in this. So, Brittany. I think. Somebody said, not now, I feel sick. That's good. Clockwork violence. No. No, I have not. Okay. That's Alduin. Alduin. First son of Akatosh. By White Nose. By White Noise. Oh no. I haven't, no, actually. Believe it or not. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking a ton about lore here. I'm gonna let the intro kind of do its thing. But dude, this is gonna be like a ton of lore. No, I'm not shitting. I really haven't heard that song. Is it good? Should I listen to it? I'm gonna turn this down because you guys can hear. You need to hear it, but I don't, and you guys don't hear me ramble about it. Okay. There we go. I'm in the back of a wagon. That's why I'm letting you guys. I've heard that one. That's why I'm letting you stew on that.
You're finally awake.
This is Raylaw.
You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us, and that thief over there.
Damn you, Stormcloaks!
I know.
Skyrim was fine until
No, I don't know
you came
that.
along.
But I know
Empire
the
was
band.
nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, they could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong
Damn,
with him?
I'm gonna be like talking
Watch your
so
tongue.
much with this
Speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High
with the
King.
lore in this. I know so
Ulfric.
much. So
The Jarl of Windhelm?
this is Ulfric
You're the leader of the
Stormcloak.
rebellion.
He's a Jarl, which
Captured
means
you.
basically he's like a governor
God,
of a certain
where are
territory.
they taking us?
And he's the leader of a
I
rebellion.
don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
They are
This can't be
nationalists.
happening.
If you had to put the two groups into perspective, the Empire would be basically Zog, a government of you, but they are kind of different. And then the Stormcloak Rebellion is like a white nationalist rebellion. They are sick and tired of foreigners in their land, but that's not really that they were getting sick and tired of it for like the longest period of time. But the war didn't start until until a war was over called the Great War, in which there was a treaty signed to end the war called the White Gold Concordat, and in it they banned the worship of one of the Nordic gods, Talos to be specific. They said that anybody who worshipped him gets the death penalty, and they started executing people. They started executing people for... Nobody likes the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are the Dark Elves. Anyways, so they started executing people for worshipping this god, and it kind of pushed Ulfric over the edge, and he got a position to take power, and he took it. And we'll get more into that, trust me, but that's all I wanted to say for now. I'm going to explain to you who Ulfric is and why you're in the cart. You walked into the wrong place at the wrong time. The Imperials had captured... No, the Dark Elves are not the Jews, actually. I would say that's the Thalmor. They're the High Elves. I would say that they're closer to the parentheses. I would say that's them. Because they're supremacists, and they pull strings from behind the scenes. Yeah, definitely.
Isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this.
Yeah, me too. And I can say it by heart, probably.
This is Helgen.
Helgen.
I used to be sweet on a girl here. Wonder if Vilod is still making that mead with juniper berries
mixed in. See, told you.
Funny. When I was a boy, imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
Oh man, there's gonna be so much lore in this. I don't know.
Go inside when we come.
Shadows, maybe?
Why?
The remastered version.
Inside the house. Now.
Whoa!
Yes, Papa.
Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
That's a lot.
Why are we stopping?
What do you think?
Why do you think? End of the line.
I'm gonna
Let's
rush
go.
through the character
Shouldn't keep
creation
the gods
process.
waiting
I'm not
for
gonna
us.
spend too much time
wait,
on it.
We're not rebels.
Because I want
Face
to
your
get right
death with
into
some
the
courage,
gameplay.
thief.
You've got
This
to
also
tell them
has,
we weren't with you. This is a mistake.
Step towards the block when we call
you
your
can
name.
get
One at a time.
mods on it too, so.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
Have fun.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
I would be, if you could see me right now, I'm
Raylaf
kind
of
of,
Riverwood.
I'm hailing.
Lokir of Rorikstead.
No, I'm not a rebel. You can't do this.
Halt!
You're not gonna kill me.
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
A little bit.
Wait. You there. Step forward.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I am a Nord, definitely. Body, good. Preset, skin tone. Weight, I'm not that fat. Let's go middle. Head, complexion, we don't care about. Dirt, don't care about dirt. Scars, war paint. Let's do one little scar on the cheek. Yeah, that's good right there. Motherfucker got far. Yeah, he actually got pretty far on that one. I'm surprised. I like his nose. It works. Jaw width. Cheekbone. Don't care, don't care, don't care. None of that's important. Oh, I didn't mean to turn my forehead black. Eye shape. That'll work. Eye color. Blue is good. Eyeshadow. Yeah. I always wear eyeshadow, believe it or not, in this game. It's good to have dark around your eyes. Yep, definitely. And I wear eyeliner too. See how it makes your eyes pop? You're in blue. We have blue eyes. That's good right there. I'm racist. That's good. Don't care about that shit. Mouth. I'm almost scared to even move this. 'Cause I've seen some of these. That's good. That's all we care about. Alright. Lip color. Hair. We're gonna go with Raylos hair. No facial hair. No facial hair. Maybe. Wait. I wonder if they have like a... Just like very, very thin... just like around the... Yeah, that's good. But hair color. I want to be blonde as fuck. You can go all the way white. You can go snow elf white. So the snow elf's color. There you go. It's good enough. Finish a name character. No neck beards. Name. What did we say yesterday? I said I was gonna name him Bjorn. No, I'm not blonde. Make him a 4chan user. Bjorn Kekistani. Bjorn of Kekistan. Nah. But I want to try and stick with like something that sounds Nordic. And so we're going to go with Bjorn Odinson. But I feel like there should be two S's. Isn't it like double S right here? Either way, SS sounds good.
You picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, kinsman. Captain, what should we do?
Russell's tough.
He's not on the list.
Yeah, no.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
Thanks a lot, bitch.
By your orders, Captain.
Notice she's a
I'm
red
sorry.
guard. She's black.
At least you'll die here, in your homeland.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
Follow the captain, prisoner.
Are you? No, you're... Wait, are you? I don't remember. No, you're not. Fucking Nazi, you got darker hair than me.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down
I wouldn't
and
say he
restore the
started the war.
peace.
Now, what you guys didn't hear, I want to put this in here. There's a mod that came out. There was an alternate beginning to this. Basically, the same stuff happens, but you get to hear some more, and like it adds to the story a bit. Ulfric follows you through and talks throughout the entire thing, and you actually get to hear what Tullius and the Thalmor person, I forget her name right now, were talking about in the beginning. What she said to him is that she said, "Are you sure about this? Do you know what you're doing?" Talking about killing Ulfric. And then he said, yes. He said, this is our problem, we'll finish it, don't worry. We'll have it handled. And then she sounded upset, and then she turned and left. So, that's important, because we're going to get into who really started the war and why, and who knows what about what, and etc. But yeah.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Nothing doesn't make noises like
General
that.
Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius,
This guy's my hero.
blessings of the 8 divines upon
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over.
learn our
Hell yeah.
wish.
Fucking love him.
Come on! I haven't got all more.
They should have gave this guy a name. He's badass enough for a name. If the dude inside, who was dead, didn't do anything, has a name, why didn't they give this guy a name? He does more than the guy inside who just dies. This guy deserves a name. I want a story behind his life. He's a badass.
My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
That's what I say to all these fucking leftists all the time. Justice.
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
This Vila.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Nord and the Rags.
That's a lot.
There it is again. Did you hear that?
I said next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
Oh, right on top of the other dude's body. Come on, fam. At least move him.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries. What do you see?
It's in the clouds!
Now you're dead. Now dead. Yeah, I know that. I don't know what it's from, but I know that.
Guards, get me down, people to ship! Hey, kinsman, get up! Come on, the gods won't give us another chance!
I don't believe in your gods, but alright, let's do it. Well, I do, but I don't.
Jarl Orphan, what is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
I love his fucking voice. That is the voice of a leader.
We need to move now!
Up through the tower! Let's go! With me! Up the tower!
We just need to move some of
Justice.
See the inn on the other side? Jump through the roof and keep going.
Go!
Got it.
We'll follow if we can! Don't look up! Just focus on me! You can do it! Run for it!
Hammond, you need to get over here! Now!
See? That guy's dying. So that's Vilad right there. Over, like, straight through. Not the kid, but behind him. His father just told him, you need to go now. Like in the other version where I told you, you get to hear their entire conversation. The father gets hit with something, and he's like dying. Shout out to John F. for saying N-word in certain areas. Oh. Anyways, he was like telling his son, like, you get a more intimate version of him, like saying, you need to go. It's okay. Trust me. It'll be all right. And then the father dies, and yeah. But you don't get that in this version.
That boy, you're doing great. Toro! God!
There you go.
Everyone
now
get
you
back!
get him getting eaten, killed by the dragon. Damn.
Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
Gods guide you, Hadvar.
Stay close to the wall! Quickly, follow me!
Stop saying that.
It's too late for that.
Has everyone
Leave
here?
me.
Save
the site.
Soldier, we're leaving!
How does it move, prisoner? Stay close!
Run, you idiot.
Rayla, you damn traitor! Out of my way!
We're escaping, Hadvar. You're not stopping us this time.
Sorry, I'm going with the kinsman.
Fine, I hope
With
that
the same
range
range.
takes you all to Sovngarde!
You, come on! Into the keep!
With me, prisoner, let's go!
Nope, I'm not following you. I'm going with Rayloff. Out of the two of them, only one of them wasn't going to let me die.
We'll meet again in Sovngarde, brother.
See, he's got his name Gunyer.
Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was a dragon. No doubt. Just like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times.
Yeah, me too.
We better get moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. You may as well take Gunyar's gear. He won't be needing it anymore.
Let me pick up his body.
All right. Get that armor on, and give that axe a few swings. I'm going to see if I can find some way out of here. Ah, this one's locked. Let's see about that gate.
Yeah, we look just alike. Actually, me and Reloff do look almost the same. My hair is just a little bit lighter. Same hair color, though. I mean, same hairstyle.
Damn. No way to open this from our side.
And he's a bit buffer.
It's the Imperials. Take cover.
Get this gate open.
Then we get to kill this bitch, finally.
Don't let the stormcloaks get away.
Damn it, I can't even touch her. Wow, this is bad.
Maybe one of these Imperials had the key. See if you can unlock that door.
I will in a second, but first I want to see what's in here. Sometimes there's free shit. Yeah. Y'all don't want me fighting with you. I'm gonna just fuck it up. Oy vey.
That's it. Come on, let's get out of here before the dragon brings them.
And that's why I missed.
Power down on our heads.
I had to make it even. Make sure she knew what was coming. I am Dovahkiin after all.
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up easy. You won't leave Helgen alive.
You'll need to do better than that. You won't take us alive.
There.
A storeroom. See if you can find any potions. We'll need them.
I'm just gonna keep fucking taking things that I can like sell for a lot of money. That studded armor I can sell for a lot, so.
Done? Let's get moving. Troll's blood.
Imperial dog!
Hear that?
Escape.
Was Jarl Ulfric with you?
No, I haven't
Executed her. That's new.
seen since the dragon showed up.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage. Ah, it's locked. If you can get it open with some picks, we might need...
Wow, wrong way. Wow, wrong way. Suck.
Get gold once we get out. Grab anything useful and let's go.
Now. Okay, so what's happening here is pretty irrelevant so far. But I want to add man, look at this is what the Imperials were doing below. This is another reason I don't side with them. Like, look, they knew this shit was happening. even if you're in war, like torture and murder like that is
Orders are to wait
justifiable.
until General Tullius arrives.
I'm not waiting to be killed by a dragon. We need to
Stormcloaks, get them!
I'm just trying to rush through this intro thing so we can get to the next area. Alright. What? Oh. He wasn't playing the fire, I thought he was.
Yeah. Let's go on ahead. See if the way is clear. Let's see where this goes.
This is gonna collapse, watch.
No going back that way now. We better push on.
Okay, so Helgen doesn't actually have a lot of lore surrounding it. The city really doesn't have much of a history. We know that that story, Ragnar the Red, supposedly he was actually from, he visited Whiterun. I mean, not Whiterun, Helgen.
That doesn't
There's
go
a
anywhere.
book about him somewhere through in here.
Guess we'd better try this way.
You said my laugh is evil? It's a lot. I just now saw that, sorry. Spider killer.
I hate those damn things. Too many eyes, you know?
Alright. Come on, hurry up, get up. There's
Hold
actually
up.
coins
There's
on
a
this
bear
cart.
just ahead. See her?
I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Let's try to sneak by. Just take it
can.
nice and slow. And watch where you step.
Oh, there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
If you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Might take her by surprise. Go ahead. I'll
Wow.
follow your lead and watch your back.
I missed. I'm an archer, like, so I understand missing the other shots, but missing that was ridiculous. Yeah, I should. Turn the bow around. Flip it the other way.
That looks like the way out. I knew we'd make it.
Okay. Now that we're actually out, we can start talking. Well, actually, you know what? I'll start with the lore after we get to Riverwood. What's he gonna do? He's a big pussy.
There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. We better clear out of here. My sister, Gerda, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it
Gerda
without
gives me
your
a
help
ring.
today.
So yeah, the remastered version has a little bit better graphics. The foliage is a little more lush.
You know, you should
It's a little
go
bit
to
less
Windhelm and join the fight
grainy.
to free Skyrim. You've seen the true face of the Empire here today. If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric.
So let's talk about Ulfric, since he brought him up.
See that ruin?
His story doesn't begin actually here. Starts way before the game came out. I guess his first notable appearance would be in the Great War. Skyrim is a country. Show you. All of this is Skyrim. Then when you go this way, see the sea here. This over here is Morrowind. Solstheim is up here. And all of this is Morrowind. And then to the north, this is actually above Skyrim, way above. There's another continent that is completely just a glacier now. That used to be where the Nords are from. That's where they immigrated from into Skyrim. Then you have where the Bretons are from. High Rock is over here. Bretons are half-bloods. Everybody thinks that they're men, but if you actually look closely, you can see their ears are slightly pointed. They're half-bloods, half Nordic, half High Elf.
These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself. Warrior, good. Those stars will guide you to honor and glory.
Yeah, they're half-bloods. Nobody likes them. It's alright. Everybody hates other people more. The orcs have a funny... The way they started was funny. I'll tell you about the religion and how this place was formed first. But I'm going to tell you that after we get to Helgen, on the way to Whiterun.
As long as we don't do anything stupid.
No, they weren't kings. They were actually created from feces, from shit.
Alright?
Do other vids? Oh, my other videos? Yeah, thanks. No, not all of them. I know. Only one of them. I don't delete all of them. I only delete specific ones. Did you just say help? What kind of soldier are you to scream help for a wolf? Let's see if we can sneak behind them. Get our sneak points up a bit. Yeah, they were shit.
I'm glad you decided
because Trinimac.
We're almost.
Well, hold on. I have to. That's. Hold on. We'll get to that. Man, there's so much to talk about, but I can't do it yet until we get to Riverwood and get this initial dialogue out of the way, so I can start doing my own thing.
Looks like nobody here knows what happened yet.
What?
Come on.
What is it now, Mother?
Probably working in her lumber
It
mill.
was as big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right over the barrel.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will get pissed. And I've got better things to do.
Look, it's Sven.
Did I see you talking to Sven? Maybe not. Maybe... Never mind. But I would stay away from him if I were you.
Shut up, elf.
Gerda.
Brother, Mara's mercy, it's good to see you.
My character's gonna be
But is it safe
racist.
for you to be here?
Gerda.
We heard that Ulfric had been captured.
Gerda, I'm fine. At least now I am.
Are you hurt? What's happened? And who's this? One of your comrades?
Not the comrade yet, but the friend. I owe him my life, in fact.
Not really.
Is there somewhere we can talk? There's no telling when the news from Helgen will reach the Imperials.
Helgen? Has something happened? You're right. Follow me.
This area is not safe, so let's walk 10 feet that way, and then it'll be
I need
safe.
your help with something.
What is it,
One,
woman?
two,
Sven drunk on the job again?
5, 6, 7,
Pod, just come here.
Rayloff, what are you doing here?
9, 10, 11, 12.
I'll be right
14,
down.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 steps, and then we're safe. Nobody's gonna hear this. He gets to sit down on this. I can't.
Can I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games. Go and watch the South Road. Come find us if you see any Imperial soldiers coming.
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Rayla.
Look at you. Almost a grown man. Won't be long before you'll be joining the fight yourself.
That's right. Don't worry, Uncle Rayla.
Well, I would torch the village, dude. I've done that before. But
going on?
I can't because I need to get to level 80, and there's a lot of quests that go on here. Golden Claw, Igbal Barrow. Delphine is here. A lot of
stuff. The news you heard about Ulfric was true. The Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater Crossing. Like they knew exactly
and you
where
can't
we'd
kill the
be.
kid now.
That was...
But you can if I turn the mod
2
on.
days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, we'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Nobody else has come up the South Road today, as far as I know.
Good. Maybe we can lay up for a while. I hate to put your family in danger, Gerda, but...
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Raylof's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
Give me everything.
There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
You got it.
Thanks, sister. I knew we could count on you.
We're going to talk about Whiterun a lot, too. I'm going to tell you the lore behind all the cities, how they were founded, and all this history behind them, and all the different things.
It'll take more than a dragon to stop Ulfric Stormcloak.
Actually, I think the dragon could take Ulfric.
You know, show them where everything is.
Help them drink up our mead, you mean? Good luck, brother. I'll see you later.
Alright.
Don't worry about me. I know how to lay low.
Okay. So now we can actually start talking. Alright. So, to expand on that question, is Skyrim a country? Yes, it's one country in the continent of Tamriel. Tamriel is one continent on the planet of Nirn. Nirn is is the only planet, I guess, as far as we know. It's the only physical world. Well, yeah, in Mundus. Mundus is the plane of existence you're in. There's multiple planes of existence. But the one you're on is Mundus. And Mundus was formed because well, I guess it depends on which religion because every race of people has their own religion. The Nords don't now in this game. It's kind of a letdown because they kind of worship the ancient. They don't worship their own pantheon. They worship the Cyrodiilic pantheon, which was invented by the Imperials from Cyrodiil. However, most of the gods in every single religion are exactly the same. They all worship basically the same gods. They just call them different things and have different stories for them. But this part remains true throughout, and you can find it only by talking. You find out this from Daedra, actually, from like followers of Daedra and Aedra who talk about their gods and the stories thereof. So it all starts before any of this all was created. Even before all of this was created, this is before time was even created. There was two original beings. There might have been more, but we only know about two. They were named Anu, A-N-U, and Padme, P-A-D-M-E. Anu and Padme were, if you believe the High Elves, they were brother and sister. If you believe the Nords, they were like twins. But brother and sister, but they were twins. If you believe the Khajiit, they were two cats. If you believe the Argonians, they were two snakes. And if you believe the Dunmer, the Dark Elves, then they were husband and wife. Well, Anu represented the void. He represented everything staying the same, everything and nothing at the same time, but the state of not changing. Padme represented change, destruction, creation, all that entails. Just basically unpredictability, things changing constantly. That's what her personality was, and that's what his personality was. So they argued a lot, and one day it turned into an actual fight. And these are two immortal beings fighting. These are not just gods, but like more than gods. They're fighting, whether with weapons or with hands or whatever. They get into a fight, and a lot of blood is spilt. Padme bleeds the most. Anu bleeds a little bit. Now, out of this blood, because it is like their blood, the way it's told is in their blood was the emotions that they had during their arguments. Whatever they were feeling, little aspects of themselves were dropped while they were fighting in the blood. Little pieces of themselves, basically. And out of this came the Et Ada, the original being, the original deities, the 8 divines, and all of the Daedra. The first one that came to be was Akatosh. Akatosh is known as the dragon god of the Nords. And he brought with him time. The part of Padme that he came with the understanding of time, and he formed himself after understanding time, and created the laws of time, just how time passes, how it's constant, and etc. The other deities, seeing Akatosh pull himself out of the blood and create time and synthesize himself out of nothing, they figured out they could do the same thing. And so they did. They pulled themselves out, and all of the deities, Aedra and Daedra, so the angels and demons, I guess. That's the way the humans see them, angels and demons. But the gods and the creators and the non-creators is a more apt way to say it. Were created during this period. But so Akatosh was first, but all of them came really soon after. And after the original deities were created, there was a bunch. You know the main divines that are talked about. Akatosh is one, but you have Arche, you have Debella, you have Mara, Stendar. There's 8 major ones, but there's a bunch. And then you have all the Daedra, which there's thousands of Daedra, and only some of them have even come into contact with humans. So there's no way to know exactly how many Daedra there are. Now, Akatosh created the laws of time, and all of them created something when they came through. Now, this is where the two religions between the elves and the men.
Official business only.
Okay, yes.
Riverwood's in danger too. You better go on in.
Thank you.
You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach at the top
Before
of
we
the
go
hill.
in there, I want to finish this Inception story. As the Et Ada were being formed, Lorcan, aka Shore, the elves call him Lorcan, and the humans call him, or the Nords call him Shore, the Imperials call him Lorcan, convinced all of the other gods, basically, to keep creating. They were like, look, our parents created us, and we have nothing to show that we are special. We are just, you know, we just exist. So we should create, be just like our parents, and create more. Create something of our own. And so he convinced all of the Aedra and the Daedra to start creating Mundus, this plane of existence you're on. The planet. All the plants and animals. All the races of men. But the gods quickly realized that while they were creating, they were using their own divinity to create. They were losing it. Like, they only had a certain amount, and every time they would create something new, they would get weaker and weaker. They would have less and less of their power to exert. And they were dying, basically. Very slowly, and they were still immortal, but in a sense they were dying. They were losing their divinity. Their abilities to travel between planes of existence, all of that. They were losing it. At this point, you have a split. Magnus, being the first, punched a hole through Mundus to escape, and he left. And he became the first Daedra. Followed quickly by many others. However, a lot of the other gods decided to stay. They knew that they were losing their divinity, but they thought that it was worth it to create this and to have something that to keep on their memory, to keep on their, you know, people to worship them, and you know, a world of, you know, the people here deserved a world, so they continued to create, and so that those are called the Aedra, and the divines. The humans see them as divines. And the Daedra they see as demons, deceivers, tricksters, liars. Now it's said that those born of the blood of Anu will not make contact with humanity at all, because they want everything to stay the same, and they refuse to create anything, and they're all Daedra, and they left. Like Magnus is supposedly born purely of the blood of Anu. Those born of the blood of both Anu and Padme are the creators of the universe, the 9 divines. They're not evil at all. They're capable of good, and in fact one of the Daedra was born of both Anu and Padme. Then the rest of the Daedra were born just of Padme, and just certain aspects of her. And the ones born of Padme's blood are capable of only evil, and they cannot help but to give in to whatever their nature is. So you have ones that are simply want to destroy things, and they can't help it. So they go around literally killing people. And the two religions, the human religion and the elvish religion, switch or are different, because the elves believe that that Lorcan tricked the other gods into giving up their divinity. That his whole plan was to that he was sent by Padme. I'm sorry, he was sent by Anu simply to make sure that they all died. That was his goal, because Anu did not want more divines running around. That wasn't his goal. Whereas humanity see him as a savior, a creator, the reason that they exist. So they worship the gods as creators. Whereas the elves believe that the Aedra, after creating Nirn, after creating all of the races of man, became too weak to create anything else ever again. And so they were dying, and they realized that the only way that they could ever create anything ever again, and the only way for them not to, their bloodline not to completely die out, was to have kids, physically, have sex and reproduce. And so they believe that the divines reproduced physically, and that the elves are their descendants. The high elves especially believe this, and they see Lorcan as a traitor, as one of their ancestors that would have been evil, basically, one of their uncles, I guess. Whereas they worship the 8 divines as literally Aedra. Aedra in the elven religion means our ancestors, of our blood. Daedra, D''Aedra, meaning not our ancestors, not of our blood, not kin. So the elves worship the gods as ancestors. It's quite literally ancestor worship, whereas the humans worship them as creators, as divines, as ultimate beings. And now another thing that's misconcepted is all the stars and all the moons that you're seeing. None of that actually exists. There's actually nothing up there. What you're seeing is holes that were punched out of the universe. When the Daedra were fleeing because they were dying, started fleeing, the strongest ones that left first made the biggest holes in the universe. And that would be the moons and the sun. Magnus came first. And so when you see his hole in Mundus, because Mundus is spinning, or Nirn is spinning, when you see the sun come up, that's actually the hole that Magnus punched through the universe. So it's the biggest because he still had all of his strength, basically. The second biggest ones were the second strongest and third strongest Daedras. When they punched their holes out of the universe, they created the moons. And the stars were created by all of the lesser Daedra, the weaker ones, the ones who didn't realize what was going on until it was too late and most of their power had already been drained. And so they left only the smallest marks to get out of. Now, we don't exactly know all of the Daedra. We know a lot of them. We don't know all of them. And every game you find out more. But there's main ones, like the most talked about ones. I would say the most evil one, because usually it's infamy. The reason that humans see them as evil and not as divines is because they see them as demons, because they've done evil shit. Like Molag Bal is known as, he calls himself the Lord of Domination. He created the first vampire by raping and killing a priestess of Mara, which is the god of love, the Aedra of love. He raped and killed her, and thus created the first daughter of Coal Harbor, the first true-blooded vampire. So you can tell they're not good beings, these Daedra. They don't have to be necessarily evil, and many of them are in it just, they're here simply to amuse themselves. They don't give a shit about anything other than amusing themselves. And so they see us as nothing more than a play set, a chess set, something that they can collect souls of and give themselves power if they want, or they can, just come in here and throw a monkey wrench in things and see what happens. make bets on human lives, what's going to happen, create things and have it destroy a city, and just for fun. They're just seeking to amuse themselves because they're not necessarily evil. They just can't help their own nature, and they're bored. They're basically like a kid with an anthill. Okay, except the anthill is all there is. A lot of them, you know, some kids would study the anthill. They'd be like, you know what, I want to let the anthill be left alone, and I want to study it. I want to learn everything I can about, you know, this society that's living underground. It's so different than anything I know, and it's the only thing here, so let me study it without messing it up. Whereas other kids would go grab, yeah, exactly. Whereas other kids would go grab a magnifying glass and would burn the shit out of the ants because it's fun. You have different, they each have their own personalities, and so each one seeks to gratify themselves in different ways. Molag Bal is probably one of the most evil, but you also have Mehrunes Dagon, the Oblivion Crisis, which is the game that came before this. If you guys played Oblivion, then you know who Mehrunes Dagon is. The Mythic Dawn cult, I'm sure that was named after the Golden Dawn cult. The Mythic Dawn cult worshipped him as their chief deity. He is the god of chaos. He seeked to merge his realm that he lives in, his plane of existence, of Oblivion, with Nirn, to make the two one, and have every human and every elf, everything here burned and killed, everybody purged, because he is he's the Daedra of change, specifically just change, destruction, and creation. He cannot help it. He is drawn to his nature. He is like a drug addict. He can't help but do this one thing, and that is to kill, to destroy, to watch things get killed. He doesn't see it as evil. He doesn't understand that it's evil. And from his perspective, and from the Divine's perspective, it's not necessarily evil. It's basically, your brother made a paper airplane, so you grab the paper airplane and you rip it up. That's literally how the Daedra see it. It's just a paper airplane. And after the world gets destroyed, another one will be built in its place. Because that's how it's been set up. Things have always been, and so things will always be. They cannot help but to seek change in their own ways. And yeah, so that's basically how the religions are. Now, the only gods that is different, the only unique god, is Talos. Right? Tiber Septim. The human god. The god that used to be a man, a Nord supposedly, walking on Earth, and then ascended humanity and became a god and took his rightful place next to the divines in the pantheon, and is now worshipped as a god. And I'll show you his statue right now. But Talos is interesting because on the outside, you're like, yeah, he's a god. But then you wonder why the elves would have such a problem.
They say Helgen got
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
Just might.
Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Okay.
Damn those Greymanes to oblivion. They want to back to Stormcloaks.
So let's go over here. This is Whiterun. Probably one of my favorite cities. They live as they claim they live the true Nordic way of life. You can tell the architecture is very Nordic. Looks very Viking. You can see even the top. We've seen Viking ships. Right? It looks very Nordic. The vegetation is pretty. This is a town center. It's a very small little town, but it's pretty. Used to be the capital at one point. Then Solitude became the capital. Actually, like 3 different cities have been the capital at one point or another. So, now here's Talos. This is Talos, right? His statue is him stepping on a snake and stabbing it. And there he is. And you can tell by this right here, they took, right? Doesn't it remind you kind of a Mjolnir? Kind of upside down almost, but it's similar to a Mjolnir. Yeah, Talos, Thor. Yeah. Anyway, that's just what I saw, but other people don't see that. But as for Tiber Septim, Talos himself. Talos, in the old Nordic language, literally meant storm crown. Crown of storms, like clouds, like, you know, like a, you know what I mean. And it said he got that name because when he was born, the Nords believe this, when he was born, he had clouds that permeated over his head and created many lightning bolts to anybody who would try and harm him, and that he could call storms to his aid, and they would bow to his will. Said he was born here, and that he moved to Cyrodiil. Well, he conquered Cyrodiil and founded the Empire. Changed his name to Tiber Septim when he got into the Empire because it sounded more Cyrodiilic. And yeah, after he died, he became, well, he conquered all of Tamriel, creating the Septim Empire, and then died and became a god. That's what the Nords believe. And as we're doing some of the quests, I will tell you, his name actually was not Talos. He was not born a Nord. He was born as a Breton, a half-blood, half-elf, half-man, a Manmer. He was born with the name Hjalti, Hjalti, which is still very Nordic. His name was Hjalti Earlybeard. Very good with magic. He earned the name Talos one day, but he was not born named Talos. We'll talk about that later.
If the news from Helgen is
What
true,
would you have me do
well,
then?
there's no
Nothing?
telling what it means. My lord, please. This is no time for rash action. I just think we need more
What's the
information.
meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
Who's this then?
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
That's where I was going before you stopped me.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
What can I say? I can say, yeah, I had a great view while the Imperials were trying to cut my head off. The dragon destroyed Helgen, and last I saw it was heading this way. The Imperials were about to execute Ulfric Stormcloak, then the dragon attacked. I'm gonna say, yeah, they tried to cut my head off.
Really? You're certainly forthright about your criminal past.
Criminal.
But it's
Walking
none of
as
my
criminal.
concern who the Imperials want to execute. Especially now. What I want to know is, what exactly happened at Helgen?
Dragon destroyed Helgen, and last I saw it, it's heading this way.
By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
That is a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
This castle is so damn big, this entryway. He's court wizard. Because it was built literally to hold a dragon. This dragon specifically. This castle was a lot smaller before, and it wasn't named Dragon's Reach. But it earned that name because Olaf One-Eye, who used to be the High King of Skyrim at one time, and also he also was a Jarl of this area. He fought a dragon named Numenex. That wasn't the dragon's real name, but it's what the name he got. Numenex is a Nordic name, not a name in the dragon language. It's not a Thum. Whereas all dragon names are in the dragon language. So, you know it's not his real name. He imprisoned he shouted the dragon in submission, put chains on it, and locked it in here. And then he became High King and never visited it. But he would visit it every now and again just to make fun of it and to call it pathetic and basically show that it you know, try and basically belittle it because he was, you know, I guess he was just a pathetic little man and he needed to. So he would always come in and belittle it. Now dragons are immortal, right? They don't age like we do. They have immortal souls and they have immortal bodies. If they aren't killed by something, they can't die. But he did. Numenex went insane, forgot his own name, could barely speak anymore, and then died. We don't know a lot about dragons because, you know, they've been gone for so long and nobody really has studied them very much. But for some reason, him being imprisoned like that and unable to fly and unable to exert whatever his dominance was, he died due to the captivity. He was fed and taken care of, but he died in captivity, even though by logic he shouldn't be able to die.
Farengar, I think I've found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
What does that have to do with dragons?
Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? And where were they coming from?
So what do you need me to do?
I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
This is a priority.
Wait, no, I should be able to.
I thought you were already. Take a look.
Dragon or dragons. We need it quickly, before it's too late.
I don't know if you've heard, but Jarl Balgruf said my work is a priority. Of course, Jarl Balgruf. You seem to have found me an able assistant.
There's a trap.
I'm sure you
I'm sure. Not set for meat, but I guess. You'll see. But, yeah, this is how it became known as Dragon's Reach. Now, as for Whiterun itself, Whiterun has a really cool story. To understand it, you have to go back before the Empire, before anything. Back when Skyrim wasn't even founded, well, wasn't even Nordic. Like, the Nords hadn't even come here. Back to the Merithic era. Back to, like, basically prior to even the first era. The reason the city was founded is because of this thing right here. This forge. This forge is so interesting because all the other forges, I'll show you. This forge, you can jump in it and it won't burn you. This is really hot. All the other forges, you jump in them, you get burned. Like, you'll catch on fire and you'll burn yourself. This is the only one that doesn't, but that's just the beginning. We don't really know. It produces a specific kind of armor, a specific kind of steel, I should say, called Skyforge steel, because this is called the Skyforge. That is on par, quality-wise, with elven materials, but it's only made out of steel. So, in theory, this produces much stronger weapons and armor than should be created and should be able to. There's a certain kind of magic that nobody understands. The elves that were in this land first were afraid of this place. They said it had some kind of evil magic to it, and they were afraid of it. And since then, all kind of stories about it has been told, but none of which actually are probably true. But Jeek of the River is his name. J-E-E-K of the River. Was sent by the Emperor to go through Skyrim. And he found this, and he found this place so interesting. Now the city wasn't settled until this building was built. This is Jorrvaskr. If you look at it closely, take the top off, cut that part off, and flip it over, and you take the bottom part out, it's a boat, right? It's a huge boat. Jorrvaskr, it's a boat. There was this guy named Ysgramor. Ysgramor was a Nord. Now when this is how Skyrim became Nordic. It used to be Elvish. Yeah, it is a boat. There you go. Skyrim used to belong to the elves. The snow elves, to be exact. Snow elves don't exist anymore, at least not in that form. But something was happening to the north, where the Nords were from, and that starts with an A. Their continent that's to the north of Skyrim, off of the coast. Something was happening there. There was a civil war going on, so the Nords fled and came here to start land here, because there was nobody living here, so it was just them moving somewhere else. Plus the land there was becoming inhospitable. It was getting too cold. People couldn't survive. Nothing could grow anymore. The weather was changing too quick, so they had to leave. So they came here and they settled, some of them. And they built a city called Sarthal. Now we'll visit Sarthal later on when we're doing the Mages Guild or the College of Winterhold quests. But in rundown, Sarthal was the first major Nordic city. Now Nords, humans, have a lifespan of about 80 years, whereas elves, snow elves, and all other elves have a lifespan of about 300 to 400 years. So Nords reach puberty at 15, 14, like us, right? Whereas elves don't reach it until they're almost 50. So we reproduce I say we because here I'm a Nord, and also I'm also human, so we would reproduce a lot quicker than the elves could. So the elves saw it as a threat. Not at first, because they kind of lived separate and they got along and they traded. However, one of the elven kings, after about 100 years of Skyrim, Nord living in Skyrim, not 100 years, I'm sorry, like 20 years after, they saw the Nordic population nearly double in that time. And the elves quickly realized they were going to be a minority in Skyrim. And this scared them really bad.
Destroyed by a dragon.
Enough to warrant them to have what was called the Night of Tears, in which they sacked Sarthal. They surrounded Sarthal and went in and slaughtered everybody.
Send you back to Riverwood.
Yes, Housecarl. We'll leave immediately. It's just us
Now, some people survived the attack. 3 important people. One of them named Ysgramor, and then 2 others that are less important. His 2 sons. Now, Ysgramor was a fighter. He founded Sarthal. He was pissed off. He watched his wife and his daughter be raped and murdered in front of him as he hid with his 2 sons to keep them alive. So as you can imagine, he was not very thrilled seeing elves ever again. You know what I mean? After seeing them slaughter his people simply for existing, he wasn't happy with them. Rightly so. I wouldn't have been happy with them either. Now, so he said, he made a promise. He made a promise that he would come back and that he would make the elves pay dearly for killing his dearly beloved. Right? So I gotta figure out the way back up this mountain now. He went back to his home country. He sailed back across and stayed there for 2 years. And in that time period, he trained 500 people, 500 warriors, 500, as he called them, companions. Then he built a giant boat to house them and sailed back across into Skyrim again. Thank you. Oh, that is steel. It's better than what we got right now. Also, he's got, I don't think we have bracers on. Those are Imperial, ew. It's better. Anyways, so Ysgramor trained 500 soldiers and sailed back in that boat, that very boat. Came back to Skyrim. When he got back to Skyrim, he went from city to city slaughtering all of the elves. And while he was in his old country, he founded a weapon, a battle axe, a big giant axe. And he named it Wuthrad. Wuthrad, in ancient Nordic, translates literally to the elf grinder. He named his battle axe the elf grinder. If that doesn't tell you how he felt about elves, I don't think anything will. That's a badass name. Okay, you get killed by something called the elf grinder. I mean, you hear somebody's coming at you with a weapon that he calls Wuthrad, you're like, ah, shit, if you're an elf. And so they slaughtered a bunch of snow elves. And the war went on for about 200 years. At first it was small, but every village that they attacked, every snow elf settlement that they attacked, more Nords joined their cause. And their numbers went from 500 to in the thousands. So they had an army now. And in retaliation, the Snow Elves would attack Nordic settlements because they couldn't find the companions, so they would hit and run. They would attack Nordic settlements, and in turn, this would make more Nords hate them. And build the army up even more, right? Well, this is going on, and the Nords eventually kill enough of them, and they finally get to the capital, and they kill the king. the king that ordered the assault on Sarthal. And then they were going to slaughter everybody else, but they fled. And as they were fleeing, their new leader, who was named the Snow Prince, or the White Prince, sorry, named the White Prince, said, no, Skyrim is our land, it belongs to us, we were here first, we're not going to flee, we're going to stay and fight, or we're all going to die. And he rallied his people together to fight back. And so the Nords chased them long enough. It was a faint retreat. Chased them until they got to the top of a mountain. So the elves were at the top of a mountain. And then the elves surprised them with an attack. And the Nords were starting to lose. They were getting their asses kicked. Now, unfortunately for them, there was this little Nordic girl. She was 12 years old. Nobody actually knows her name. Maybe it was told. I can't remember it, though. Now, the Nords are getting their asses kicked. But this little girl remembers her mother. And her mother was killed by said Snow Prince when they attacked another village. So this 12-year-old Nordic girl rushes as they're getting blasted by arrows. They're getting killed. She charges into the line. Instead of retreating like most of the Nords were, she charges into the lines of the Snow Elves. And she goes straight for their king, and she kills him with an axe. A 12-year-old girl kills their king with a small, like a child-sized axe. Like a hatchet. This scares the shit out of the rest of the elves. They're like, 12-year-olds can do this? Jesus. And this rallies the Nords. The Nords are like, hell yeah, we can fight, I'll fight for that. And so they turned around and they charged and they slaughtered all the Snow Elves. The ones who escaped, the ones who surrendered were executed on sight. The ones who finally did escape, all the people who were left in the towns and villages, realized that they were gonna die. So some of them disappeared completely. We don't know where they went. Some of them, but most of them went to the Dwemer. The Dwemer are the